Today is Wednesday, January 1st, 2025. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. My name is Hunter, and in this forecast, we're going to be walking you through talking about winter storms throughout the early January period and a big dump of Arctic air into the central and eastern U.S. as we go into especially the second week of January. So if you want to follow along with all my daily content on this channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Like the video by giving it a thumbs up and share this video with friends, family, and on social media. I definitely appreciate it. Let's get into it here. Low temperatures this morning, waking up on this Wednesday morning, January 1st of 2025. We did see some single digits and teens back here into the Rockies and the northern United States with a cold front, and then more of the 30s and 40s off the East Coast this morning. Here is the depiction as we go into the afternoon. High temperatures staying in the teens and 20s up across a good part of the upper Midwest and the northern plains back there into the Intermountain West, and more of the 30s here into the 40s across the Northeast and the eastern United States this afternoon. Now let's look at the weather alerts across the country in the tan shaded colors up here into parts of coastal New England, down into the Mid-Atlantic and down the spine of the Appalachians here. We have wind advisories that are in place where we have some pretty gusty winds over the next 12 hours or so that could be gusting over 30, 40, even up to 50 miles per hour across a good portion of New England, down here into the Mid-Atlantic and down the Appalachians as far south as the western North Carolina. So definitely hang on to your hats if you are heading out for any errands, any New Year's Day festivities. Going to be a windy one over here into the New England region and down into the Mid-Atlantic. Let's look at the precipitation heading into the afternoon. We got a lot of snow flying across southern Quebec and interior parts of the Northeast, and we also have snow squalls across the Ohio Valley and into parts of the Great Lakes, where basically you can go from no snow and great visibility to a lot of snow and lower visibility with those gustier winds. So make sure if you're traveling across the Great Lakes, especially from Michigan, parts of Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, and western Pennsylvania, that you are watching out for those snow squalls this afternoon. Another storm system off the west coast bringing some higher elevation snow to the Pacific Northwest, lower elevation rain this afternoon. That'll continue. Nothing that is completely a blockbuster of a snow event for the Pacific Northwest or the Northeast or anything over tonight, but we're just going to be seeing some snow showers that continue, and just these light clipper systems moving through with pieces of energy through the middle of the country through Thursday and into the Thursday night time frame. This is when we start to see more rain overspreading the state of Oregon and into northern California by Thursday night time frame. Overall here, looking at snowfall accumulations now through your Friday on January 3rd. Again, some heavier, higher elevation snows cannot be ruled out. Over a foot of snow in some of these areas like Washington State, Oregon, Idaho, into parts of Wyoming there. Parts of Utah, parts of Colorado seeing that, and then more of those lighter clipper systems through the Midwest, especially the lower part of the Midwest like Iowa, Illinois, into Indiana there could be seeing around an inch or so of snow with those, and then more lake effect snow up here in the Northeast could be seeing a couple of feet of snow with some of those areas like Erie, Pennsylvania, Orchard Park, New York, Watertown, New York, could be seeing a couple of feet of snow, maybe up to 30, 36 inches through your Friday time frame with those lake effect snow bands. Let's look at our big advertised winter storm that everybody's been talking about here for this upcoming weekend. There's the piece of energy off the West Coast, and it'll arrive on the West Coast Friday afternoon as the parent low moves into Washington State, and that will move across the Rockies on Saturday. We'll follow the energy, pretty strong cyclogenesis there in the middle of the country by Sunday. And then it starts to peel off and decouple as it moves off the East Coast on Monday, January 6th. Let's look at a couple of scenarios that could unfold with this system. Still, the jury is out on the storm track, how much moisture the system has to work with, and the precipitation amounts, which again will be dictated by those moisture levels and also the track of the system. So looking here at the European model, on Friday, seeing the apparent low at 1,001 millibars just west of Seattle there, moving in Friday afternoon. That is when the weather balloons off the West Coast will pick up that information and data and send them into the models, and we'll get more accurate information here on this track of the system. Again, how much moisture it has to work with. But right now you can see on the European Friday, we have more moisture moving in across the Pacific Northwest. That'll dive down toward Colorado as we go into Saturday. Snow will be on the north side, rain on the southeast side as we have that warm air advection off the Gulf of Mexico. On Sunday, formidable 1,002 millibar low. It will be strengthening a little bit as we go into Sunday. We got an ice threat there in the middle. We got snow further to the north, and then we got rain, maybe some severe weather on the far southern flanks of the system. And going into Monday, that system will kind of remain flat, moving across the mid-Atlantic with snow to the north and rain to the south. That's on the European model. The GFS model on Friday, again, has the similar depiction here. Low pressure moving in with the energy on Friday. Weather balloons pick it up, gets more accurate, a little bit disorganized, maybe with the topography across the Rockies on Saturday, and then going into Sunday, a little bit flatter of a system, GFS a little bit further south of a system, and also weaker of a system too. But we still have an ice threat there in the middle, snow to the north, rain to the south. And the GFS really doesn't crank this system until it gets a little further east by Monday. And also want to note, the GFS is almost a full day slower than the European model with this system. European model at this point on Monday has it off the east coast of Maryland, and the GFS has the low over western Kentucky, which is very interesting, with a formidable snowstorm across the Ohio Valley and an ice threat across the Ohio-Tennessee Valley there, with some cold air damming across the western Carolinas, and then some rain and severe weather on the southern side. Let's look at the ensembles, because when we don't have all the data, it's kind of irresponsible really to look at just individual operational computer models. Let's look at the ensembles. It puts all those models together into one composite or envelope, and you can see from Missouri all the way over to the east through West Virginia and Northern Virginia, that is kind of the most likely area where we could see several inches of significant snow through that weekend time frame, especially Sunday into Monday. And then the GFS ensemble, pretty much in the same ballpark, maybe a little bit less bullish on the amounts. But again, it's important to focus not on the amounts, but the placement right now of the snow. And it looks pretty good for the Ohio Valley so far. Now, another aspect to the storm will be the ice. A notable ice storm could develop with this system, as models have been advertising over the past few days. Not only just the operational models, but the ensembles as well. And looking at the national blend of models, again, it puts all the models together, averages it out, and seeing an average of over a quarter inch of ice here in some of these areas of Missouri, southern Illinois, into Kentucky, southern Indiana, over toward Virginia, that's worrisome for a notable ice storm threat with this system. Again, the exact placement is a little bit uncertain, but definitely somebody could be waking up to some very thick ice as we go into Monday morning, that is for sure. Looking at temperatures behind this system, the Arctic air is going to be on full express to the Gulf of Mexico, and it's going to be diving down with fierce as well. We're going to be seeing temperatures 25, 30 degrees below normal once we get towards that 10th time frame of January, and it's going to come with drier air. Arctic air is drier air, so it's going to push that storm track a little bit further to the south and the east and give us more of a Miller A type of look off the east coast. And what that means is a nor'easter track potentially setting up into that second week of January. So we're going to have a lot of energy flying around in this pattern. We're going to have clipper systems with northwest flow. Overall, a dry pattern. Again, Arctic air is dry air, but also a Miller A type of a track where we could have a low pressure system develop down toward Florida, move up the east coast to Cape Cod, and if we have enough cold air, which we will, and if we have enough moisture, that could bring some bigger snows to the northeast and the coastal New England regions, the likes of which we haven't seen in several years. So we'll have to keep an eye on this pattern as we go into the second week of January. It's there. We just have to get a low pressure system to develop and everything to come together just right. We'll keep you updated on this channel. So subscribe to the channel here so you can follow along with the latest winter storm coverage on this channel throughout the winter. Also, we do spring, summer, and fall forecasts as well. So make sure to subscribe and check back often for updates. Like the video down below, give it a thumbs up. I'll leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. We'll get to those later on today, and share this video with friends, family, and anybody that you know on social media. And I hope everyone has a wonderful and happy New Year out there.